たどり着いたここは大きな日本家屋長いトンネルを抜けるまで怖かったよねほっとして
Well, hello everyone and welcome to my first non-short format video, which will be a showcase of the Dehancer plugin for Adobe Premiere Pro. And just before we get started, I want to tell you guys that I'm nowhere near a professional colorist. I very rarely do any video work, and this video is to show you guys actually how easy this plugin is to use, even for beginners, and how decent results you can obtain without having any prior proficiency in color grading. So I'll be covering 5 main settings that I use for Dehancer to make everything easy, and the settings which are basically the most important in my opinion. We have the film profile first of all, then we'll have the grain, the halation, the bloom, and then we'll finish with some color finishing and little tweaking. These are the core tools that shape the real film look, and you don't need to be a pro to use them, as I said, so let's jump right in. Alright, so once I've loaded into Adobe Premiere Pro and I have my footage here, I'm simply going to drop it into the timeline. This footage has been recorded with my Sony a6700 in S-Log3 S-Gamut3.Cine color profiles. Once you've dropped your footage here, you go to the Effects tab, and here you'll have to type Dehancer. And right under here, Film Emulation, you can see that we have Dehancer Pro 7.2.1. We can just simply drag and drop it onto our footage. I'll take it for the first and the second one. Alright, and when you head to Effects Controls, here we can see Dehancer. So, the first thing that I do personally is to set the input to my actual camera. So here, source, choose camera, and then here you'll have to find the camera that you used with the color profile that you used to record this video. So as for me, it was the A67 S-Log3 S-Gamut3.Cine, as I said. So I'll select that, and you can see right upon now that the image got a lot clearer. It kind of changes the look to an Rec 709 look, sorry. So yeah, this is the first step that I usually do. Then, according to your exposure in your video, you can take down this exposure comp. I'll take it down just a little bit. Okay, this seems to look good. Then the temperature, I actually want to achieve a filmic warm tone, so I'm gonna make it a little warmer. And one little thing that I noticed with Dehancer is that this image preview that you see is not actually the exact final look that you're gonna get. So whenever you're working through the edits, just watch the video once in a while, because see, it's not the exact same color. It gains a little more in saturation and in contrast when the video is playing, but it already looks pretty cool. So anyway, the temperature is good. I'm not gonna play with the tint nor the defringe because I don't need those. After the input, I go to film, and this is where the magic happens. So basically, you'll have to select a film camera model. So this is the things that is gonna give you the vintage vibe to your video and to the filmic feeling, basically. My favorites are Agfa Color 100, which is gonna give a more pastel type look. And also the one that I just had right now, which is the Kodak Vision 3 250D, which is gonna give you a more modern look, so to say. Then this push-pull EV dial here, I think is to make the filter more vibrant, make it stronger. I'll take it to 1. Then secondly, after film, I go to Film Developer, and this is if I want to increase the contrast, the gamma, or the color separation, basically. And don't forget to enable the settings here in the bottom. Otherwise you won't see any difference to your footage and you can get annoyed asking yourself why isn't it changing. So I'll increase the contrast a little bit, play the video again to see how it is. Okay, it's starting to look pretty good. Yeah, I'll touch up the contrast just a little more. I won't touch the gamma, or actually let's see. Let's put the gamma up a little bit. Got some more brightness to the image. I won't touch the color separation, but I want to put some color boost to make this image really striking. Okay, it's starting to look really nice. Actually, I think I added a little too much color boost, so we'll take it down to 29. Seems okay. After the film developer, we have the film compression, which I do not touch because whenever I use it, I didn't see any difference. Expand, I don't use this either. But here, when it comes to print, if you want to give your image a different look, you can choose these print profiles. So for example, okay, it's enabled. If I choose this Fujifilm print, the image looks really vibey and vintage. It's actually really nice. This really takes down the contrast and makes it look pretty flat, so I won't use this one. This Kodak 2383 print film is really good as well. Let's see this one. What if I just don't use anything? Actually, I'm gonna use the Fujifilm 3513 print film profile, because it looks kind of good. These settings are basically the settings that will affect this print profile, so we can like increase the exposure if you want. I'm gonna leave it at that. Color density, let's see what is this gonna look like. Yeah, it's pretty good. The image looks really sharp so far. So yeah, as you can see, I just play around with different settings until the image looks good, and I don't have to worry about Lumetri color, or if you're in DaVinci Resolve, I don't have to worry about different nodes and such, so it's pretty easy. After the print, there's the color head. If you want to mess around with your colors, I'm not going to touch this because I actually like the colors that I have right now. And now we have something which is really important for actually having a filmic output, which is the film grain. So here you can select the intensity of your film grain. I'll zoom into the image a little bit so we can see it actually better. So let's see, 65 gives me finer film grain. This is really rough grain. I'll go in the middle line. This is not bad. Yeah, this is, I think 35 with ISO 50 is the best one because it's not too harsh on my image. After the film grain, we have the halation, which was the main selling point for me when I looked on Dehancer, because this halation just gives the images such a filmic and vintage vibe. It's a trend nowadays, so yeah. In order to edit halation, I usually enable it, of course, and then I turn on the masking mode to see where is the halation going to take effect. So here it's really low, it's only on the edges of the flower, as you can see here. So turn on the masking mode, and the lower you take it, actually, the more halation is going to appear. If we take it up, see, the halation goes down, and this is going to be the highest one, I think, 8mm Super 8, no remjet. Yeah, so here's the halation is going to be crazy, I think. Yeah, exactly. This is kind of too much, so wait, I'll activate the mask again, take it to 16. I think I'll do 16 without the remjet. Let's see. Oh yeah, this gives it a really nice feel. So I'll leave the halation at that. Secondly, we have bloom, which is going to complement the halation perfectly, in my opinion. So we have the mask mode for this one as well. We'll enable it. Take it down. Since I don't have really harsh light sources in this image, the bloom doesn't really take effect, but let's see if it changes anything from here. Actually, I'll enable, disable. Yeah, we can see around the petals of the flower, it kind of makes them glow a little more. I'll take it down to 8mm, I think. Yeah, this is good enough. Then we have the film damage, which will actually come and put some visual artifacts like dusts or little hairs on the image itself to emulate the old film rolls and the dust that could get between the film rolls. So I'll do 65 here and play you the footage so you can see. Or actually, I'll take it down to 8mm so it appears bigger. So as you can see here, there's like some dust on the image. Let me show you, I can zoom in. Yeah, here you can see some little artifacts, some dusting, some scratches. So yeah, this is film damage, which is pretty cool if you want to make your film look really vintage and filmic. So I usually leave it at 16 or 35mm to make it look a little subtle. Then we have film breathe that I don't use. It's kind of like flashing images to emulate some film. And lastly, the thing that I use the most is the vignette, because I think it gives the image a really cinematic vibe. And here we can edit the exposure of the vignette. So basically it'll create a darker corners around our video. So if you want to take it down, you can take it down even more. So this is going to reduce the exposure around the corners. I'll actually reduce the feathering See, basically reduce the feathering. It's gonna make the sides of the vignetting sharper. This is good to actually be able to see what is your editing like. So I'll increase the size to only touch the borders of the image. Then I'll increase the feathering to give it like some sort of lens vignetting effects, which is gonna look great. Okay, this looks really good. I really like the flower and the blues in the background. So as you can see, under 15 minutes I was able to turn my S-Log3 footage into a Kodak Vision 3 250D film emulation, which looks great. I added some halation, some bloom, played with the colors to make the image look really vibrant and saturated, and gave it that filmic look that Dehancer is all about. And I'm actually not sponsored or getting paid by Dehancer to say all this, so I will state that I've had some issues that I'm gonna list now while editing with Dehancer. So the first one is that whenever I try to color grade a video using this plugin, my video will be extremely slow and choppy. See, for example, if I try to play the video, first it's going to take a few seconds to play after I click, and here the image isn't even moving, so I cannot even properly watch my video. And even if I take it down to 1/4 and try to replay the video, it's still gonna lag and be really choppy. So to fix this, I could go to sequence and render effects and render the video in to out, but this is gonna take around 3-4 minutes at a time for a video which lasts like 20 seconds. And as soon as I change a setting, it's gonna go back to being red and it's gonna take ages. So the things that I do, if I wanna have this video in another sequence and edit a full complete short film, let's say, I would save this video, so I would export it and then import the video back in again, because I cannot edit everything in the same timeline. It'll be way too slow. Another issue that I've had is that some of the settings here are not really self-explanatory. For example, the film compression. Not being a professional colorist or a video editor, I don't know what this is about, and it doesn't change anything on my image whenever I change the values here. Same thing goes for expand and some other settings that are down here, like output, LUT generator, device, monitor, blah blah blah. I'm not blaming Dehancer for those, it's just that it could be clear or clarified somewhere what those settings actually do. And anyways, I would like to conclude by saying that this plugin has been really easy to learn. I've probably learned most of the important parts that I showed you guys in about a week. And I would like to thank Dehancer for giving me this opportunity to try out their plugin for a month. If you guys like Dehancer and might want to buy it, make sure to use the code Kuboptics to get 10% off and also support me as a creator. If you have any questions, you can drop them down in the comments and I'll try to reply as much as I can with the little video knowledge that I have. Thank you so much for watching, and happy editing. And Dehancer also offers a mobile application for iOS if you want to edit your photos or videos on the go with Halation, bloom, and all those flashy, trendy new visual effects that are so famous nowadays. Make sure to check them out.